I'm buzzing that it finally got over the line. Really excited to get started. To be honest, straight after the phone call, I knew that this was a place that I'd want to come to. Just hearing about the project, it's never a given, and I'm going to have to prove myself. I think one of my biggest things is just giving everything. I'm willing to take that risk if I need to. I don't just want to be getting it and passing it sideways. I want to be exciting and make things happen. Especially before I came here, I spoke to a couple of people, and everyone just had good things to say.
Leo Casteldine, welcome to Huddersfield Town.
Thank you very much.
How happy are you to be here?
Really, really happy. Yeah, I'm buzzing that it finally got over the line. I'm really excited to get started.
You must also be delighted that this deal's got over the line before the first match of the season on Saturday.
Yeah. Perfect timing, leaving it really to the wire. But yeah, like you said, it's good to get in just as things are starting to kick off. It's good maybe for me to get in before we can, start to go for the league properly. So it's nice to be here.
You become the 12th man to join Lee Grant's project so far this summer. What was it that made this move right for you?
A lot of things, to be honest. I spoke to the gaffer last week when obviously I knew there was some interest, and to be honest, straight after the phone call, I knew that this was a place that I'd want to come to. Just hearing about the project, how he thinks that the season's going to go, looking through the squad, the players he's brought in, there's so much talent and ability, and not just that, he made a big point about bringing in the right people, which I'm really, really fond of, and I think the season could go really, really well. So, yeah.
You're a Chelsea fan. Obviously, you played there as a young lad, but left and then went to AFC Wimbledon, then worked your way back to Cobham, worked your way up, trained with the first team, who made a senior appearance for Chelsea. That must be proud for you.
Yeah, that really was one of my proudest days. I think same as every other footballer, that's what you're working towards. Especially for me, it was double nice because I got to make it for my boyhood club that I've always supported. So yeah, it was really good.
There's been a fair few lads that have come from Cobham to Huddersfield Town: Levi Colwell, Alex Matos, Trevor Chalobah, Casey Palmer, Izzy Brown and Tino Angerin, just to name quite a few. And the success they've had at this club, that must be something that, looking at it is good for you to join. Yeah,
of course, it's never a given, and I'm going to have to prove myself. But at the same time, it is comforting to see that the club has such a good relationship, obviously, with my parent club, Chelsea. And, all I've heard is good stories from, a lot of the people you named I'm close with and good friends with, and, speak to a lot. So especially before I came here, I spoke to a couple of people, and, everyone just had good things to say.
You spent last season in Sky Bet League One with Shrewsbury Town. What would you say the biggest thing that you learned about the division was?
There's a lot to learn in this league. I'd say, to be honest, it did me best that I was able to kind of grow into myself, into a man's body. It was my first men's loan, my first time playing regular men's football. Times were tough at some points, but also times were good. So I think a lot of it is learning to adapt, becoming a player, becoming a man, whilst also, sticking to your roots and being yourself whilst playing.
Using that experience from what you've learned, how do you apply yourself on the pitch? Where do you feel like you excel in particular? I
think one of my biggest things is just giving everything. I was kind of born into doing that. I think I can be quite attacking. I feel like I can be a threat going forwards, which is I'm always looking to do. I'm definitely not a boring footballer, I'd say. I'm willing to take that risk if I need to. Yeah, I feel like you have to in today's game. I don't just want to be getting it and passing it sideways. I want to be exciting and make things happen.
You played with Josh Feeney at Shrewsbury Town last year. You also played throughout the England youth age groups with him. Have you spoken to him about this move, and how much are you looking forward to being out on the grass with him again?
Yeah, I'm buzzing to be back with Fiends. Yeah, we grew up together in the youth England setup. We were roommates from under 15s, and then obviously last season did our first loans together at Shrewsbury. So obviously I seen that he'd come here near the start of the window, and as soon as I heard that the club were interested, it did make me laugh that we'd be back together. And yeah, I called him a few days ago to let him know the news, and he was excited. So yeah, it'll be really nice to be back with him.
Great. Well, we're certainly excited to have you here. Welcome to the club, Leo.
Thank you.